Hello, welcome. Welcome to a midnight marathon with me, Adam, the Paranormal Polynesian by candlelight. How are you? Who's watching me? Who's in this chat room? Oh, my niece is in here. I gotta turn the volume down over here. Are you so excited for a midnight marathon? We're gonna watch 3 episodes of a few of my favorite paranormal places tonight, and then we'll chat between them. What do you say? Who's here? Oh, Becky. Goth, hello. Hello, Sophie. Is that Sophie? Welcome. Oh, Heather. Hi, Heather. Welcome, Heather. Oh, can you hear me? I'm using this new microphone. It's glowing blue, so that means it's working. Becky might fall asleep. Well, that wouldn't be the first time she fell asleep during a live stream of mine. Okay. Cat, calm down! My cats have gone crazy. Anyhow, I'm professional, so put that back in frame. There we go. So, very swish, says Heather. That must mean fancy in Australian. She just finished studying. Oh, what did are you finishing for your new job? I'm looking down here and typing, and then looking up here. How exciting, Heather. My squeaky chair and I would just like to welcome all of you who are here to this midnight marathon. We're going to do this every now and then. Try and stay awake as long as you can. Okay, you got it, Goth. Let's start this midnight marathon with my very first time on the channel going to visit Good Springs, Nevada, and the haunted saloon where Clark Gable waited the news of his wife's death. We talked about it in a recent video, but this is the first time I went. Ooh, good job, Heather, on your job. So let's watch this video and then we'll come back and chat some more after. So please enjoy. Howdy partners, Adam the Paranormal Polynesian here. You better grab your cowboy boots because today we're going to visit a town that's for sale, go to another ghost town that hosts a haunted saloon, visit a cemetery, eat a hamburger that burns our face off, and then we'll end with a ghost story about Clark Gable and a fiery plane crash that changed history. Here we are in the town of Searchlight, California. Where are we? Searchlight, Nevada. We're here in Searchlight, Nevada, and I'm about to make a left on a road that I've never been on. We're heading to somewhere pretty cool. You'll have to see. Oh, bitch is telling me to turn left. Here we go. And then we're just gonna go. Oh yeah. This looks great. If you don't see me again, I'm on Nipton Road, outside of Searchlight, Nevada. Oh my God, we have to go all the way back there. Okay.
You hear the banjos playing?
This is some Hills Have Eyes shit right here. If you hear a banjo coming, darling, don't get scared. Unless you're Ned Beatty or you're unprepared. See, in this day and age, the weapon you should use. Just try your luck and tell that your political views. Get political. Don't get crazy and don't get even. Get political. That's probably my best song yet, y'all. Oh my God, this town is for sale. And they have teepees! It was as if my Moira Rose air freshener was giving me a sign from up above. This town could be mine for a paltry $2 million. The sale of this town would include a hotel, a grocery store, an RV park, a cafe. I mean, Who wouldn't want to own this little slice of paradise in case the shit hit the fan? Wow, how cool! How have I never heard of this place? Have you all heard of Nipton, California? Are we in California? Yeah, we're in California.
Yeah.
Cool, let's buy it. How much? Do you have any change? Driving along the Joshua Tree Highway, I'm really just reminded of how beautiful our country is and how cool it is to just take a road you've never taken before and see what you find. And I'm just so glad that we did on this particular day. Today we're heading to Good Springs, Nevada, and the Pioneer Saloon, which is a very, very famous saloon featured in many movies, and it's also the spot of a very big tragedy that we're going to talk about today. First stop, the cemetery. Gotta pay respects to those founders. Are you guys hearing this? That's like a combination of coyotes and dogs in heat or something. Hi, Adam here, Paranormal Polynesian. I am at the Good Springs Cemetery. Let's take a look. Okay, we're inside the cemetery. Let's just take a look at this. Yeah, this was donated by the Robbins families in the early 1900s. I'm literally just reading the fucking thing. But, this is a really cool cemetery. This reminds me a lot of the cemeteries that we have in Utah, in the various little ghost towns. Or, it kind of reminds me of the cemetery in Magna, Utah. We'll go take a look at that someday too. So the Fails, they are the founders of the Pioneer Saloon and I think a general store. They kind of started this place up. Jean Fail, the wife, is actually what the city of Jean, Nevada is named after. Here she is. Jean Fail Boggs. So I know she passed in 1950, so she lived a really good long life. George Arthur is the founder of the saloon that we're going to, and I'm pretty sure just this whole area. And unfortunately, he died during the Spanish flu, the epidemic of 1918, which, talk about, you know, circle of life. Here we are in the middle of a pandemic in 2021. Not sure what the shirts and hats are. It's interesting. It's a cool cactus. I really love these kinds of places. You just get a real sense of the history, and just the rugged terrain. It's beautiful. Look at this wood cross. A lot of grave markers around that time in the 1800s were made of wood. They haven't lasted very long, of course, but they're real cool to look at. I know a lot of people say this place is haunted. I just think it's very peaceful. Well, that's pretty much it, you guys. Let's go on to the saloon. Although I'm focusing mainly on the saloon today, it's worth mentioning that the town of Good Springs was originally known as Goods Spring, named after the founder, Joseph Good. Joseph Good settled the area in about 1860, mainly because there's a rich underground spring. He planted lots of cottonwood trees that thrived because of this underground spring. And then, you know, just like every other little ghost town, it hit it big in the 1900s with the Yellow Pine Mine that was established, and, you know, the rest is history. Here we are at the Pioneer Saloon. Are we the only people in this town? I hope there's someone else. Because then that turns into like a night of 1,000 corpses kind of shit. Okay, we're good. I see at least 2 other cars. Yippee skippy. First up is the Ghost Town Cafe. This used to be the general store, I believe. This was opened by this was built by George. We just visited his grave, George Fail. This was built in 1913. This Pioneer Saloon was built then as well. This has been in a ton of movies. My favorite, of course, being Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous. Let's go take a look. We'll just have a little Sanny over here. If you do come here to eat, you do have to make a reservation right now during the pandemic. So make sure you do that before you drive all the way out here. No mask, no service. As you enter the courtyard, you'll notice that there are hundreds of barrels of whiskey all around the perimeter. The Pioneer Saloon works exclusively with the Las Vegas distillery to make these barrels of whiskey, bring them here to the saloon, and allow customers to purchase them, take them home, and age them with whatever ingredients that you'd like to add. I know that they're out of the 15-gallon barrels of whiskey. Good God, I don't know what you're doing with that. But they do have 5-gallon ones available, and they're going for 1,500 smackaroos out the door. I've never been a whiskey drinker, but if it's for you, then this is heaven on earth, I tell you what. And if you can't afford the 1,500 bucks, you can sample all the whiskey your heart desires, everything from peppermint to jalapeno. Just come on down and give it a swirl. Whirl, I meant give it a whirl. Well, let's get in the saloon. I have a dinner reservation, and I hear they have a hamburger that's to die for. While we're here at the bar, let me just tell you a little bit more about it. The saloon itself was built in 1913, however, this bar that you're looking at predates it by quite a bit. It was built in the 1860s in Maine, of all places, where it was then put on a ship and taken down and over the southern tip of Africa to get back around over to Nevada somehow. Makes no sense to me. But I guess times were different back then. Maybe it was like the Greyhound of its time. Look at this ceiling fan and those tiles. I heard they came out of the Sears Roebuck catalog. You can't get stuff like this anymore. I love it. Well, what's this old timing machine? Hello, operator. Can you give me information? And boy, do I have a whopper of a story for you. And I really do, but first let's eat a hamburger because I'm hungry. Here's the menu, and the Pioneer Saloon is known for their burgers, so I think that's what we'll try today. As you can see, they have steak, and I hear their Pioneer Melt's really good too. They also do breakfast in the mornings, appetizers, and again, just remember that you do make a reservation before you come down, and they do close at 6 p.m. nowadays. So, I'm trying their Ghost Burger. It's got jalapenos and a special ghost pepper sauce, I'm assuming, so it's probably spicy. Let's taste it. It's spicy. It has a really good flavor. Like a good charbroiled and kettle chips. How can you go wrong? Okay, Wendy, come have your half. It's spicy. It's delicious. Hi, kitties. Oh my gosh! Look at these little babies. They're so cute. The hamburgers and the kettle chips were great, you guys. It's very simple bar food, but they do it very well. But you know you're here for the ambiance and the ghost stories, and you know I'll always have something creepy to tell you on every episode of this. Our tragic story starts here at the Pioneer Saloon, at this very bar where Hollywood icon Clark Gable sat, right there where that sign is. He sat there for days awaiting some of the worst news he would ever receive in his life. You can actually see the cigar burns on the bar still from where he sat nervously awaiting information about his wife, actress Carole Lombard. When the U.S. entered World War II at the end of 1941, Lombard traveled to her home state of Indiana for a war bond rally. It was at 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday, January 16, 1942, that Lombard, her mother, and 20 others boarded a Trans World Airlines DC-3 airplane to return to California. After refueling in Vegas, however, the light beacons that were normally on the mountain were turned off because of the war, and the plane ended up veering 6 miles off course. Because of this, 23 minutes after takeoff, the plane crashed into Double Up Peak near the 8,300-foot level of Mount Potosi, just 32 miles southwest of Las Vegas. All 22 passengers were killed. Now, I don't know if you believe in numerology, but I actually do a lot of things in my life based off of it. The day that Carole Lombard was supposed to leave, she was tired and wanted to get back home to California. She, her mom, and Clark Gable's press agent were all together. They flipped a coin. Carole said, "If I win, we'll take this plane. They have 3 seats that opened up. If you guys win, we'll take a train." Carole's mom knew that the number 3 was unlucky for their family. When this accident occurred, Carole Lombard was 33 years and 3 months old. There were 3 people in their party, 3 seats became available, and they all perished on TWA Flight 3. I wanted to drive up to get a better view of the crash site, and when I zoomed in on the mountainside, you can see that the recent forest fires they had actually burned the shape of a heart in the area. I don't know, I think that's kind of neat. Shortly after Carole Lombard's death, Gable, who was just inconsolable and devastated by her loss, of course, he joined the United States Army Air Forces, serving as a gunner on a bomber on combat missions over Europe. People say that he was never the same after she died, and although he remarried a few times later, he was never truly happy again. So it's no surprise that people also see his spirit here at the bar. Which brings me to the last part of my story. I didn't actually know anything about this bar when my friend brought me here back in 2012. I remember standing up at the bar in the exact same spot that Clark Gable sat for those days waiting to hear the news of his wife's death. And I remember a gust of wind coming out of nowhere. The doors were closed, and this gust of wind pushed me into the room back and behind where the bar sits. And I immediately walked straight to this newspaper clipping that's framed. I looked at the newspaper, read the headline, and saw that the date on the headline was January 18th, 1942, exactly 70 years to the day that I was standing in that bar. What makes it even weirder is when I came back this year to film, I wasn't actually even going to come to the Pioneer Saloon. It wasn't on my agenda. But the day that I came back into town into Vegas, you want to guess what day it was? January 18th, 2021. 9 years later to the exact date. Why do I keep coming back to this place on the same day? Do you have synchronicities like this that happen in your life? If so, comment below and let me know. I've had stuff like this always. Well, this is going to do it here at the Pioneer Saloon in Good Springs, Nevada. Please come check this place out if you get a chance. It's full of history, friendly staff, great hamburgers, and just a really cool ambiance that you cannot replicate. So, until then, y'all, keep it paranormal. If you like a good old-fashioned road trip a creepy or cool story and me eating food, well, then like and subscribe and join me on the rest of my adventures. And thank you so much. Thank you. I know I did. So that one's done with. What did you think? What did you think of those numbers? The number 3, that was a number that Carol Lombard was terrified, and in the end, it had a big part to do with her death. I'm telling you, that stuff's real. It's crazy. Ooh, yeah, I'm very big into numerology. Um, to the point where I think I've already said this, but when I had my wedding, I made sure that the date was a date that was compatible with my life number and my husband's life number. And I picked dates that would make us the most prosperous in our marriage, financially, and in love and everything. And I have to say, it's been working so far. Um, I mean, kind of. For the most, I mean, we're happy. We're not rich yet. I'm still waiting for that, YouTube, if you hear me. Okay. So, what about you? Do you all do numerology? If so, do you know your life path number? Share it in the comments if you do. You guys awake still? Let's see. Three can be considered an unlucky number just because it's well, it depends on if you're a ghost hunter. People think of it as being evil. They think of it as the Trinity. So that's why when people get 3 scratches on their back, they say that that's demonic. So it could be. Your number's 5, Goff. My life path number is an 11, and actually, this house that I'm in that we built is a number 11 too. And every single thing about this house when we built it, the number 11 popped up. So when we had to buy the house, you have to pick the lot. We didn't have much choice of the lot, but the one that they did bring to us was lot number 38, and that's 11 when you reduce that down in numerology. And then I happened to be 38 when we built this house. Our address has a lot of 11s in it. I'm not going to give my address over here over the internet, but everything about my house is attached to the number 11. So I don't know what that's about, but it's kind of weird. Heather says she doesn't do numerology much, but she has a favorite number. 2. 2's a good number. That's a number of stability. 3 and 6. Yeah, a lot of people like 3. But with me with number 11, I've had that in my life for years. I've always seen, numbers 11 and 11 together. This house is like on the corner of an 11 and an 11. I mean, it's weird. It's always been in my life. And people say, well, in numerology, the number 11 is very spiritual, which could explain why there's a portal in my office. My husband doesn't believe me, but I think there is a portal in my office. Maybe we'll investigate that someday. So, shall we move on to the next episode, and then we'll continue chatting in the chat room? Chat thing? Okay, let's do it. This next little nugget is going to be a visit to Trolley Square, which is a mall in Salt Lake City that is extremely haunted. And then 15 years ago, there was a massive shooting in the mall, and a bunch of people were killed around Valentine's Day. When I was dating my boyfriend at the time, he was working when that shooting happened. It was very dramatic. It was very scary, and I thought he was a part of it, but he was fine. And so I always just have a very soft spot about that whole incident. Most people have desks, but I have a porthole. Oh, like a Carnival cruise ship porthole, or like a portal. I want a porthole because then I can go on a cruise. That sounds like I'm on a ship. Which, by the way, speaking of ships and portals, the Queen Mary is a good porthole portal. But anywho, I digress. Let's get into this next episode. So join me over in Salt Lake City, Utah. Here we go. The Nazis are coming! The Nazis are coming! Is that what happens in The Sound of Music with the church bells and the nuns? You're a nun, you tell us.
I'm definitely a nun.
Hey guys, Adam here, the Paranormal Polynesian. Okay, you can stop. Anytime.
This happens multiple times a day.
Yeah, it's because you're next to the cathedral. Here in Salt Lake City, Utah, we're gonna go on a little adventure. And we're gonna go visit the historic and haunted Trolley Square, eat at a restaurant called the Spaghetti Factory. Join me now on Destination Fabulous with special guest Santi. She's on ayahuasca. See you in a minute. Welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah, established on July 24th, 1847, also known as Pioneer Day. It's the day where we light up fireworks for a second time in July. Speaking of fireworks, you'll notice the smoke, and for the past week it's been smoky and raining, so it smells as if someone's pissed on a campfire, and it won't go away, it won't go away. As I said earlier, we're headed to Trolley Square, which is a mall from an old converted trolley depot station, which is really kind of cool. First, I've got to find my friend Santi's house and find a place to park, because there's never anywhere to park in this town. It's like Seattle, except there's nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, was I supposed to back up and pick you up right now, or?
Are you getting out?
So now,
Go park the car.
where am I parking the fucking car? Right there? Where that spot is? But then it costs. What kind of fuck? Why am I recording you?
Don't
Just
record
get
me.
in my car. Look at this little guy. What the fuck's happening? Jesus Christ! Ugh! There's stuff flying into my mouth. Whatever I do, I shouldn't swallow. Ha ha ha. Who names the building Swallow? Probably a bunch of eager sailors back from leave. Say hi, Santi.
Hi, Santi.
Your hair looks very good.
Are you being facetious?
Yes. Ow! Don't punch my nipples! The weather's getting bad, so we better hurry up and get to the mall. We're going to meet our friend Geraldine and have dinner at the Spaghetti Factory. Also, while I've got you, please like, subscribe, and tell your friends about this channel, and be sure to join my Patreon. When you join Patreon, you get early access to episodes like these, 20% discount on all of my awesome merchandise, and for a few bucks more, you can even get monthly podcasts just for you, as well as secret Facebook groups, drawings for cool art, and more. So find me on Patreon under the Paranormal Polynesian. Now let's eat. Here we are at Trolley Square, you guys. Look at that fountain. We're gonna go inside this historic old trolley car station that has been converted into a mall. And we're gonna have dinner at the Spaghetti Factory. Those of you who don't know what the spaghetti factory is, ma'am, go. It's your birthday times, birthday girl. Let her go ahead. Anyways, those of you who don't know what the spaghetti factory is, it's a factory that has spaghetti in it. Let's go on up to the restaurant, and then we'll walk around this extremely haunted mall, and I'll tell you why it's so haunted in just a minute. But first, we need the carbs. My God. My God, Wendy. I almost called you Wendy. You're not Wendy.
Not today.
You're much too white.
Thank you so much.
I can't breathe. Help. Oh, look at that gown. It's very Celestial Kingdom, but with a little touch of boob. I used to work in this mall. Did you know that? I worked at the Gap.
I think you mentioned that before.
Of course I worked at the Gap. I was that kind of gay back in those days.
Is that its own special
Level of gay? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't actually know where we're going.
I don't either. Where's the
I just know it's
factory?
upstairs. It's that way. Let's find this spaghetti factory. It's over here. So, yeah, I used to work down there where that store is right there. And that was where the Gap was. What a cool mall though, right? Look at that.
Seems so barren compared to other malls.
Well, a lot of things happen at this mall. A lot of terrible things.
Yeah, it
In
looks
fact-
like it's like half shut down.
In fact, some of the worst things that ever happened in this mall happened right there, right here in this area.
Where the cute little duckies are?
Exactly. When the mall shooting happened, this is where most of them were gunned down, was right in front of that door. A lot of death happened right here.
Bob Ross.
Thanks, Bob Ross. But yeah, this place is super, super, super haunted. We make our way into the spaghetti factory to have dinner with our friend Geraldine. She's a little camera shy, so you might not see her, and I do apologize for my chewing sounds. It's probably why a guy called me a fat fuck. More on that at the end of the video. This is very, very burlesque. Very, very Madame of the Evening.
I like that.
Very Titanic. Let's just take a look. I love it. Madame Leota Seance. We just got our appetizer. Let's just take a look at it.
Yummy!
Yum. We have Geraldine here, but she's actually in the witness protection program, so she can't be on the TV today. So it's just gonna be me and Santi over here. So let's just take a look. We'll just taste it. How does it taste? This is their pesto sauce.
Anything with cheese.
I love it. Let's just taste it on the camera. Am I in frame?
You are. Slanty's only half in.
That's fine, I don't give a shit. You guys, you can taste the pesto. You can taste the basil. You can taste the cheese. Let's try this.
He just doubled it on the camera. I saw that.
It's okay. The pandemic's over, right? That tastes like marinara sauce, and their marinara is really good because it's got sugar in it. I can tell. I know people hate that, but I don't give two shits. It's delicious. You like it? Food is here. This is a tortelloni that's green and filled with cheese. Is it? Oh. I can taste the nutmeg in this. There's nutmeg in this. It tastes like Christmas.
The tortellini tastes like Christmas.
Christmas in August. And here I have my favorite. It's the clam sauce and linguine and the Mazithra cheese. Look at this cheese, you guys. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's like corn.
It's like cheese corn.
Such a delicious. And then what do you have here?
Chicken Parmigiana. Do I have to pay to watch you eat that?
Mukbang! Oh my god, it's so good, you guys!
Sorry, they couldn't see your mouth, just your eyes.
Mom, can you see me now?
Oh yeah.
I'm classy. You turn. Pee for the camera, nothing. Do a sexual bite now.
Can I just put my finger in my mouth
Please.
and pull it out? Will someone call that good?
Fondle the chicken breast.
Fondle it? Oh, it's so squishy.
You're not on my show anymore. She's off. Okay, thank you so much. Time for dessert next. It's now time for the best part of the meal, which is the spumoni. It comes with your meal.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna watch me eat it here. Okay. How do I do it?
Do you want me to hold the camera? I think.
Yeah. Ooh, tangy. This spumoni is very spumoni-like. Do you like your spumoni?
I haven't tasted it yet.
Taste it. Sugar on it home.
What it tastes like? Mono it? Tastes good. It's just this is good.
Well, how do you feel about your first trip to the spaghetti factory?
It was on the top notch of mediocre.
Listen, they're consistent here at the spaghetti factory. Consistently mediocre. No, I really do love their Mazeppa cheese. If you want to try something good here, always get the Mazeppa brown butter Mazeppa cheese.
The chicken was actually really good. It was just the salad that was disappointing.
Yeah, well, your salad's disappointing.
Don't touch my salad.
I'm not gonna toss your salad. Can't say that.
Well,
on
you
YouTube.
will.
We're gonna go into the Trolley History Museum. Let's take a look. Look at this. Now, I need trolley tracks that change colors, don't you think? I'm kind of loving that. So this is what Trolley Square used to look like before it was a mall. What do you think of that? And this was taken about 1945. And so, like I said, all the trolley cars, this was their little depot. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, I like the floors. It's got all the little maps of all the... This is the Salt Lake metropolitan area. And those of you who don't know Salt Lake City, everything is based around the Mormon temple. And it is like a battleship. Everything's on a grid and it goes around from temple and outwards. So it's very easy to find your way around Salt Lake. People who say that it's not easy, they're full of shit. Thank you. Should we take a look in here? And again, this building is definitely haunted. I worked here when I was in my early 20s at the Gap, and people hear the whistles of train workers in the halls. Here's some photos of how it looked back in the 70s. It's kind of cool. Well, look at these ladies living their best life. What do you think of that? So trolley-like over here. I'm sure I'm going in the wrong direction. Oh, there's the Union Station in Salt Lake. Although it's called the Rio Grande. So I'm not sure when they changed the name. See, now, if I were to see a ghost in here, he would look like that, I think. You know what I mean? Like with the mustache? What do you think, Santi?
Indeed.
Wait, get up next to him. Are you guys related?
Don't
Yeah.
be racist.
You do look like you could be related. He's a handsome man. There's a kids area. Oh, so that's the museum. Wow. Okay. Well, that was fun. There's the LDS Mormon temple. Like I said, the whole city's based around that temple, and it goes around in a grid. This being 0 and working its way outward throughout the valley. Look, there's Magna. That's where I lived when I was a kid. You can see it past all of the chimney smoke.
I was gonna say, is it beyond the smoke?
Beyond Mary Poppins. Right there, floating in the sky with her umbrella. This is kind of cute, you know? But I think these are fun. Some of these are some real artistic creations. I love this one. This one I'd frame. I would. Love that. This is a very romantic Parisian feel. This one here, great use of shading and I can't think of my mouth words today. Well, you know. Dimension. Oh, I love that. That's very, very Moulin Rouge in the streets of Paris. You know what I mean? Love that. Love a good watercolor, you guys. Oh, points to this one. They use glitter. How cute. You can tell that person's going places. I like it. These are great. Good job, kids, kiddos, whoever you may be. Oh, and Mickey Mouse. Apparently he lives in Trolley Square. So some long years. Very fun. Well, this was just sure a treat. What do you think?
It was so exciting.
Knott's Berry Farm, what? What a real treat, you guys. You've got to come down here and check it out. Of course, Trolley Square is, as some of you may know, the site of a mass shooting that happened back in 2007. I lived out here at the time. My boyfriend worked here the day that happened. Happened right before Valentine's Day. A teenager came in here. I think he might have come through these doors. And he murdered, I don't know the exact number of people. A lot of the people that he shot died in front of this store right here, Cabin Fever. This is one of my favorite stores. You guys got to come in here and give them your business. They sell all kinds of cool novelty things. Golden Girls coloring books. Come on. How cool. I'm so happy to see that they're still here after all of that happened. It's a terrible, terrible day. Very, very sad. People who were just here in the store buying things for their Valentine's Day, and they were murdered. Just shopping, doing what they love. And that's just terrible shame. But since then, the mall has had its ups and downs. A lot of people pulled out their businesses, of course. I'm glad to see that it's still open, still thriving, kind of. This is my favorite store in the mall. Tabula Rasa. There is a writing pen in there that is $499 and I have to have it. So cute! Let's go look. Where is it? Ooh, I love this one. It's only $1,095. Love it. Oh, this. Ooh. Such a cool store. You guys got to come in here and check it out. It's so sophisticated in here and very bougie, which I love. I love a good bougie store now and then. Yeah, there's just, I could spend hours in here, so let's get out. So yeah, back when I used to work here, I worked at the Gap. Like I was saying, it's back that way. I don't feel like walking back again. You kind of get the idea of this mall. It's a very, very cool place. You don't find a mall like this in the US, you know? This is a very, very interesting concept for a mall, and I love it. There's a lot of art galleries, fine dining. Yeah, back in here, this used to be, I believe this used to be Bath and Body Works around in here. And back in this area here is where I have the most problems with paranormal activity. I used to hear man whistling at night when I would close and leave them all after everyone was gone. And this corner back in here is always hard for me to walk around. But I'll go back here for you. Oh my God. Did I just find the jacket that I need to wear for my next job interview? I think so. Oh my God. Yes, please. Yeah, back around here, I don't love it. This is actually where I heard a man. He shouted at me to get out when I was walking here by myself. When I was a teenager, we used to do line dancing here on Fridays, right in this very area. There used to be a water fountain by the windows, and we would get down and do a country hoedown here every weekend. So much fun. Back there's a bookstore, but it used to be a movie theater, I believe. And people have a lot of stories of activity back in there. But very fun. I mean, you know, I love it because it's got so much history. I love a good old bookstore. I think the last time I was here, I was auditioning for Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. And I botched that fucking audition big time. It was really bad. So I'm gonna go back around and find my friends and then go from there. I hope I didn't hear what I just heard. Actually, hold on a second. One moment. Well, our time here at Trolley Spur's done. I don't know if you heard that in the video, but a man called me a fat fuck as I was walking past him. I did have to go off camera and give him a teachable moment. First of all, I'm not fat. I'm husky. Second of all, fuck you, right? Who does that? I wish I could say that was the first time someone said that to me in public, but it's not. So let that be a lesson for all of us. Maybe keep your mouth shut if you have something that's not very good to say. But it didn't ruin my night. We had a fun time here. I do love this place. It's got a lot of history, a lot of energy, a lot of crackheads apparently. But it's a nice place. I think you should come check it out if you're in Utah, in Salt Lake. And now it's starting to rain. Well, I was gonna go to the cemetery tonight, you guys, but it's starting to rain too bad, and it's getting close to dark. So we're just gonna have our Trolley Square adventure be our little tour for the week. I'll be coming back soon enough. So thanks for joining me on this weird, interesting journey. And those are my windshield wipers you're hearing. And remember, until I see you next time, keep it paranormal, y'all. Bye-bye. Okay, here I am. I'm back again. Oh. What is going on? What is this dramatic music? It's very dramatic. What did you think of that one, you guys? That guy at the end. Can you believe how rude? What a dick. And he probably was some jealous Queen Heather. They always are. Jealous of this hair. It's a mess. Girl, look at this. I need a haircut. I look like I just got out of a compound of some kind. You know? Like, what do you... Oh! Oh, geez. Well, anyhow... Yes, that was Trolley Square in Salt Lake City. It's an old trolley depot that was converted to a mall. Well, I said that already. But wanted to remind you guys again, these episodes, they're available to watch in HD quality on the channel instead of this weird buffery shit that's going on tonight. So I'm sorry about that, Melon app. I don't know what's going on. It's because I didn't pay for the real one because I'm cheap. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay for it soon. So, oh Goth, I don't think you should be jealous of this. I used to look good. This is what 40 looks like with hair. Oh, jeez. Okay, now I can't do it because I'm mirrored and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, there, that's good. Oh, so, yeah. How many of you are from Utah? Remember that shooting that happened in 2007? 2007, is that when it was? That was such a crazy thing to happen. It was this kid. I think he was maybe only like 17 or very young, in school still, and I think he was from Bosnia or somewhere, and he was just had a lot of issues, and he just snapped and he started shooting someone. He just started shooting everyone. It was terrifying. And then I think an off-duty officer shot him and killed him. So it was crazy. And I also thought it was crazy, like when the shooting happened, I mean, the whole mall was just a massacre scene. Yet they somehow opened up, I think, within a week. And I never would have done it that quickly. And it looked really bad on the owners. And then they started having all sorts of business problems after. So I'm sure it was just terrible PR. And they've been struggling ever since to just stay open. And I love that mall. I went to the prom at that mall. There used to be a Hard Rock Cafe. And that's where I had my beautiful white suit that I wore. And my bleached tips. Ooh, I looked good. I was skinny. But anyway, not that skinny's better, but I was. Fun times from so many years ago. Heather, not sure if it reached Australia. Yeah, I mean, probably not. At the time, it was the biggest... You know what? I don't even think I'm allowed to say that word on live streams. Does anyone know? I'm not here to get demonetized. You know what I'm saying? I probably should look into it. But they're so very strict about what you say. There's still music playing in the background? Where's that coming from? Unique was born in 2007, says Cheryl. Yes, she was. The 90s were awesome. Yes, they were. They were very, very delightful. I love the 90s. I was born in the 80s, but the 90s were my time. So, yeah, that was Trolley Square. I just remember when I worked there, when I worked at the Gap, I would be so creeped out at night because you'd have to go. I mean, the mall's closed, except for those of you that are closing up your shops. And I always heard crazy shit in the hallways. So definitely haunted. Go check it out if you can before it's gone and they turn it into apartments, because you know that'll happen. But how's everyone doing? You still awake? Do we have time for one more episode? And then we'll chat and then I'll come back. This one, which one do I have for you? This one. Oh, This one's going to be Skinwalker Ranch. The time that something crazy happened to me when I went. So we'll watch that one. Nickelodeon. Oh yeah, Nickelodeon. Who can forget? I always wanted to go be on the show. What's the show? What was the show where they... Remember the Forbidden Temple one where they're like, you know, running around doing obstacle courses? And then the other one where they got slimed. I can't think of the name, but I always wanted to be on those shows. Those two. So fun. Yeah. And I heard the guy that hosted all those shows, you know who I'm talking about. It's the guy who hosted all those shows. He had to slime all the kids. He was like a germaphobe. Isn't that funny? And he had to do that for a living. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Yes, that one. I wanted to be on that one. Absolutely. But I was a little husky as well back then. And it was hard for me to run. Now I can't even, you know, walk from the Starbucks to the car. So I have to drive through, you know. Double Dare. That's the one. My favorite. Those are my two favorite shows. So, yes, the 90s were a delightful time. Why can't it be the 90s again? Oh, Guts. Yes, that's a good show too. Yep. Man, I feel old. And I am old. I'm going to be 40 in just a few months, and I'm not dealing well with it. So, I know. It's so sad. Okay, let's watch this last episode and we'll chat and we'll come back. I feel like I'm Elvira, you know, except for not as good of a wig. And yeah, I definitely don't do plunging necklines very well. All right, let's check it out. Also, this one's got a lot of F-bombs, so if you're a kid, probably don't listen to it. Talking to my nieces. Okay, here we go. This episode of Destination Fabulous includes adult language. I'm too lazy to beep out my F words. You're not welcome in this house, and I'd like you to leave. Actually, you can take the sliding glass door. Please. And go ahead and leave my house. No, I didn't say you, Winnie. I'm talking to the spirits. Are you possessed? This week on Destination Fabulous, it's less Destination Fabulous and more Destination the fuck is going on here, because we are visiting Skinwalker Ranch. You're probably wondering why I was lighting a candle and asking demons to leave my house. Well, sir, it's because if you watch to the end of this video, you'll see that I think something followed me home and marked me from the ranch. Now, before you start calling me crazy, do your research. Google this place. Skinwalker Ranch is the most paranormal place in the world, people are saying. I've been going here, well, I'd gone there for years before I said I would never go back again, and it's been 8 years since I visited this place, but I'm doing it today for you guys because I just love you so much. This episode's less of a funny haha episode and definitely more paranormal for those of you who want the paranormal and the paranormal Polynesian. Something followed me home after just driving to Skinwalker Ranch. I don't know what it was. Because I tell you what, there's something definitely going on with this place. It's like the land can hear what you're saying, it can hear the stories you're telling while you're there, and then it makes it manifest to you. And I have so many more stories to tell you guys, so we will do an entire episode and I will go back to this place for you. But for now, I'll just drive you around, show you what the ranch is, in case you're wondering about this place that's so controversial. We're just heading to Skinwalker Ranch the back way. I was hoping to find the southern vantage point where I had a lot of experiences just to show you. And this is a really quick trip. We weren't planning on coming here, but it's on the way to a place I need to go that has nothing to do with this, but I just wanted to at least show you guys the entrance to Skinwalker Ranch and then show you a spot where I had probably some of my craziest experiences I've ever had. So Skinwalker Ranch is actually just tucked right back there behind the edge of that ridge. Right behind it, that is where the ranch is. We're gonna drive around to the entrance of the gate so that you can see the gates where the entrance to Skinwalker Ranch is, where you cannot go in, of course, but
There's probably that creepy triangle sign with the eyeball.
again, this, do you remember, Wendy, when I told you I saw a portal open up and a spider sort of creature come out of it?
Yeah, where's that?
It was right on that ridge, right there.
Oh, Lord.
Right there is where I saw that. This is also where the cop car shot up in the air, I'm pretty certain. We saw a cop car drive around this road, turn its lights on, and I was nervous we were about to get a ticket because you're not really allowed to be out here. So if you come out this way, be respectful. And then we all watched the car, shoot up into the sky like a UFO, never to come back down.
Never to come back down.
I mean, that's crazy shit.
Welcome
to see.
Freaky Land, USA. This place is freaky.
And again, we're going to do a live. I'm thinking I'm going to come back out here maybe next month. We'll spend the night in town, and I'll brave this road at night for you guys just because I love you.
But I won't. I will not.
Well, then I guess I'll have to find someone else to come with. But I remember seeing something come up over that ridge. And again, like, this is the road the cop car was coming this way, and then, right over there somewhere it kind of shot up in the sky. So you're gonna make a left right here.
In a quarter mile, turn left.
Wait.
Is this a road?
No, that's not a road. Sorry, keep going. Sorry.
It is a road.
No,
But
it's this road.
But it just goes to those houses.
Okay, this is the road to Skinwalker Ranch entrance right here.
Turn left onto 2750 South, 7500 East.
Right here?
Yep.
Continue on 2750 South for 1.5 miles.
It'd be cool if this bitch would shut up on my GPS. I think it's funny, you can just GPS Skinwalker Ranch and it just takes you right to the entrance. Of course, we're here right at sunset. Right as shit starts to get real in this part of town. Again, if you guys ever come out on this road, especially this road specifically, that's the entrance to the ranch, don't stop and be stupid about things. Just make sure that you're being respectful and leave if someone asks you to leave, Like, I get it, we're all curious about it and we've all heard stories. Of course, I've seen many things here, but this isn't our land. Just remember that. And that of course, the sun's right in my face. I can't see anything.
I can't see anything. I'm taking there so that if it's all on.
It's like really, literally where that sign is up there. You're fine. You have 4-wheel drive. It's not even snow. That's like nothing.
There's a stop sign that says stop, don't go any
Stop and
further.
turn around, yep, because that's the gate you go through to get into the ranch. There's cameras everywhere. If you look,
Okay,
they are watching us.
it's amazing.
And let's just see what the sign says, you guys.
Ah.
What? Okay, sign says, only authorized personnel beyond this point. This is a private road. This property is monitored 24/7 by security personnel and multiple surveillance systems. If you proceed beyond this point, you will be cited for trespassing. At least it doesn't say they'll shoot you. Let me just...
Okay, well,
Hi guys, I'm not coming in.
this and so I can back up.
So those are the gates to get in to Skinwalker Ranch, you guys. I wish I could go in. I really do. I would just love to go see what all the fuss is about and talk to whoever's in charge and be like, hey, hello sir, is it true about the cattle mutilations and the dogs with trench coats that smoke cigars that stand up and walk around? Have you heard that story? Crazy. I'm just surprised we haven't seen any of the reservation dogs in packs that they usually have running around here. But okay, well, that is Skinwalker Ranch. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like at the entrance. Remind you that you really can't go in. But there are places around this valley that you can stop and just observe at night. I guarantee you that if you did that, you would see something paranormal out here eventually. Okay, I don't know what this means or if it means anything. I went to Skinwalker Ranch today to show my friend. I mean, nothing happened. It was the daytime. But I just came home and I noticed on my shirt, do you see? There's three blood stains in a triangle, which was not there. It wasn't there when I went. And then I just lifted my shirt up exactly where the spots are. Sorry, I'm fat. There are 3 moles there. They're moles. They're not even cuts. And I don't know if if that's a coincidence. They're in the exact same size, exact same shape as this blood stain. That's the same fucking shape, you guys. Am I crazy? What do you guys think? Oh, my cat thinks I'm crazy. Oh, Winnie. Winnie, am I crazy? Did an alien do something to me? Riri, what do you think? Was there an alien? Sorry, I don't know. I just think that's weird. I have no explanation for that. I don't recall having 3 moles in a triangle on my side right there. I mean, I could have, but then where's this fucking blood from? And it's blood. It's literally where I lifted the shirt up. Oh my gosh. The thing that makes this all so much weirder to me is that just last night I was telling my friend about how I used to have a scar on my back. I mean, it was big. And it just had appeared when I was a kid. I don't know what it was from, but I had that scar for years. And it looked almost like when you see a burn victim, their skin, and it was in a perfect shape of like a triangle. But almost like an eye, but more pointy. And I literally haven't thought about this in a decade. For some reason, I was telling my friend about it because, I don't know how it came up, but I just did. And I told her how I had this scar on my back, and it would appear and disappear as a child. Like, it would come back, And I've always been terrified of anything that has to do with UFOs and aliens, just because, you know, ghost hunting and paranormal investigating, I can handle that. That's fine. I've done that for years. But when it comes to extraterrestrials and shit like that, that shit scares me. I don't know why. It just does. I've always felt like I've had, like I've been visited by things. And I know this is going to make me sound insane, and that's fine. You're on a Paranormal Polynesian channel, so this is what you want. So I'm giving it to you. But this scar that was on my back, I remember it just disappeared one day. And it was a very significant spot. And it just disappeared one day when I was like maybe 18 or 19. And the fact that I was telling that story to my friend and then went near Skinwalker Ranch today, and then this thing happened. I don't know. The ranch listens to you and it manifests what you're talking about. And so if you're planning on going out there, just know that this shit is real and it does screw with you. And you need to be prepared for that. And even though I didn't even get out of my car, I just drove around the land and kind of showed you guys some of the spots. And I think that's all it took. And so I just recommend, if you go, just be prepared for anything, because anything could happen. So that's going to do it for me, you guys. Thanks for watching. Remember, keep it paranormal, but no alien abductions, please, Jesus. Was that spooky, you guys? Were you scared? I know I was. What do you think of that? The markings and how I was talking about having a triangle on me just the day before and then getting that from just sitting in the car at Skinwalker Ranch. And that was a brand new shirt. There was no reason for any of that. Yeah, it was nuts. Those of you who haven't seen it, there is an episode where I actually got permission from my friend who owns the land that is adjoining with Skinwalker Ranch, and I was able to spend the night there. So we captured the sounds of children laughing in the middle of the night. Some guy said it was a coyote, but coyotes don't sound like little kids giggling. Okay, so check that out if you want to see that. And then crazy lights in the sky. Always have crazy lights. And we have missing time that happened the last time I went. So I don't know if I'll be back out there anytime soon. I don't plan on it. Black-eyed kids. No, thank you, Goth. Yeah, I don't like alien stuff, and I don't like Skinwalker stuff, you know? Because that's not ghosts. I can't just go leave it at the building and go away. That shit follows you. So that's what I think. So, did y'all have fun? What did you think of, what if I do a live stream every now and then where I just tell ghost stories at midnight? I might do that. Could be fun. As soon as I run out of these things to re-show you. That was kind of always my plan, was to do a live stream where I read ghost stories that I find on the internet. With spooky music in the background like this. I don't know. Could be a thing. Also, we have... Oh, Heather says, absolutely. Well, in that case, I'm doing it. Goth says yes as well. Thank you. But, what was I going to say? Oh, I'm rebranding this channel. Not the name of the channel, but all the shows within it. And I'll do like a video where I explain it a little bit better. There's no longer any haunted history walking tours because A, I never walked on those damn tours. I never told you any history half the time, and I didn't tell you about any hauntings. So why was it named that? I don't know. But now I'm kind of changing everything to the name of this video that you've seen. It's called Paranormal Places, and we're going to have different versions of that underneath that umbrella. So Paranormal Places road trips, haunted hotels, cemetery tours. So that way it kind of makes more sense for people who are trying to find the channel and don't know what I'm doing, because it doesn't make a lot of sense otherwise. So I'm just trying to streamline things and make it easier for everyone. So I'll do that announcement with everything soon. And other than that, it's been real fun having you guys with me tonight. I think I'll do this at least once a month. What do you think? And what was I going to say? We have some good stuff coming for Memorial Day. I believe I'm going to have a video coming out of me visiting in Georgia. I went to Battle Mountain National Kennesaw Mountain, Battle Mountain National Park. I can never get the name right. It'll be right on the video. But it was the site of the Civil War. And we walked through the canyons, saw in the rocks where the soldiers carved that they knew they were going to die, and they put their names there. It's really spooky. And so I think we'll show that for Memorial Day weekend that's coming up. I was supposed to go to the Clown Motel, but it was like shady, you guys. And I don't know, nothing to do with me being scared about going. I was on my way to go, and the guy wouldn't answer the phone at the desk, and he wouldn't take the credit card. He just wanted PayPal, and I'm not just giving my PayPal to someone. And I could not reach the guy to save my life. So I just decided I didn't have a good feeling, and so I didn't go when I was supposed to last week. I'm still gonna go, don't you worry. But it's kind of one of those places that I don't know. It's kind of like the reviews and stuff. I'm not trying to get murdered. That's all. So I just had a bad vibe. And in the past, when I've had a bad feeling about something like that, I've just not gone. And it's better to never know that something could have gone bad, and be right about that, because you followed your instincts, and that's what I did. So yeah, I just want to thank you all so much for subscribing and watching the channel and helping support it. If you could do me a favor, go visit my friend Heather. Come Hither with Heather. I put the link in the chat. I'm going to put it again right now. Whoop. And she has lovely videos. She's in Australia, sassy for days. Clown Motel. Well, maybe I'll wait for you, Heather, and we'll just go together so that we can be back to back doing our karate moves if someone tries to start anything with us. So, oh, yeah. But if you could do me a favor, everyone, like this video, press the like button after this ends, and just be sure to share with friends. Press the bell on your, if you're subscribed to the channel, hit the bell. That way it notifies you whenever I go live or post anything. And yes, road trips. Absolutely. I love a good road trip. That's why one of my new shows is going to be called that Paranormal Places Road Trip. I love it. Here, I'll show you a little sneak peek of the names of the show so you can see. Where is it? Here it is. figuring it out. And so that's what that's going to be. And I think I may make a second channel just for the decorating and the painting and stuff, because I do interior design. Everything in my house is kind of spooky though. So I don't know. I thought it all kind of works in the channel, but people don't really want to watch the decorating and the food stuff, I've noticed, which is why I haven't done many uploads over the past few years, or the year that I've been doing this, so I don't know. We're going to see what people like. I'm going to take votes, and then I'm going to start removing some of the shows that don't make sense. But it's all going to have a paranormal theme, and it's just easier for people to search for and find. And I went to school for advertising and design, marketing, so I think that's going to be the best thing. So, well, thanks, Heather. I love Canva. Can I just say how much Canva just saves my ass all the time? I know a lot of you that watch this use Canva as well. I just love them so much. If I do a second channel, you subscribe. Well, thank you. I have a second channel. It's under just my name where I sing, because I'm a singer, and I don't know if you guys know that. And I always kind of wanted it all to go together somehow in some weird way. Maybe it will, but I don't know how to connect it all. Yeah, I know. Is there nothing Canva can do? No. Canva's the best. If you guys don't know what Canva is, it's like, it's how I make all my thumbnails, all these graphics I show you, and it's a website that you can use for free, or you can pay a subscription. I use the paid one, and it's so much easier than when I have Photoshop, because I'm very proficient in Photoshop, but I hate doing it. And with Canva, I can put together, those thumbnails I just showed you, I put those together in 5 minutes. And before with Photoshop, I would spend an hour just messing around. And it's just Canva, canva.com. And they're the best. So, anywho, well, I think we're gonna wrap it up, and then maybe Heather will do a live stream with me soon, because I just missed chatting with you, girl. But again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. And you can go back, like I said, watch these episodes that are on these midnight marathons. And you can see them in better quality, because they looked kind of crappy tonight, I've noticed. But that's probably the website that I'm using to live stream. So anyhow, thank you again. Everyone have a good night. Don't get scared. Don't get scared tonight. Have sweet dreams. And I'll see you soon. Until I see you then, remember to keep it paranormal. Okay. Bye-bye, y'all.